60 seconds. That's all you get, the billionaire smirked, folding his arms. The crowd of rich investors burst into laughter. Cameras clicked. The poor girl standing in front of the shining steel safe lowered her gaze, her hands trembling slightly, not from fear, but from something deeper. Determination. Before we go deeper, if you believe miracles are possible, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay till the end, because this story will prove that sometimes life gives you one impossible chance, and what you do with it defines who you are. Her name was Lina Moore, a 22-year-old orphan who worked at a small diner just outside New York City. Her mother had died when she was 9, and her father had disappeared years earlier, leaving behind nothing but a broken watch and an old notebook filled with scribbles she never understood. Every night, Lina would sit by her small rented room's window, looking out at the glowing skyline and whispering to herself, "One day, I'll be up there too, not serving them, but standing beside them." She didn't know how, but she believed why, because she had to. Bills piled up. Her landlord threatened eviction. Her only friend, Maria, kept telling her to give up and marry someone stable. But Lina wasn't built to settle. She wanted to build, to rise, to prove that even a girl from nowhere could change her destiny. One day, as she was cleaning tables at the diner, a group of suited men entered. Their presence drew everyone's attention, but it was the man who walked in last who made the room fall silent. Alexander Vance. A self-made billionaire, investor, and known philanthropist, though his methods were often unconventional. He believed people revealed their true selves under pressure. Lina recognized him instantly, she had seen his face on the news 100 times. He sat at her table, ordered coffee, and as she poured it, he noticed her wristwatch, a broken one she'd worn since childhood. He chuckled. "Still keeping time with something that doesn't tick?" Lina smiled faintly. "It may not tick anymore, sir, but it reminds me where I started." Something about her answer caught his interest. 2 weeks later, Lina received an unexpected email. Invitation, the Vance Challenge. It was from the billionaire's company. The email read, "You are invited to participate in a one-time challenge at the Vance estate. If you succeed, you will win $100 million. She thought it was a scam, until a black car arrived the next morning with her name on a placard. The Vance mansion was beyond anything Lina had ever imagined, marble floors, golden chandeliers, and a garden bigger than her entire neighborhood. Inside, a dozen contestants stood, each dressed in luxury, confident, laughing. They looked at Lina's thrifted clothes and whispered behind her back. Mr. Vance stepped forward, addressing the crowd. "Welcome to the Vance Challenge. One of you will leave here today with $100 million. But to win, you must open this safe." He gestured to a large, complex safe, silver, high security, glowing with digital locks. Everyone gasped. "Inside," he continued, "is the reward. The rules are simple, no tools, no help. You get 1 minute each. If you can open it, you win. If not, you walk away." He smiled, that same half-smirk of curiosity. "Anyone can try. Even the diner girl." Laughter erupted again. But Lina didn't flinch. Contestant after contestant tried and failed. Tech experts, engineers, even a locksmith, all defeated. The safe remained sealed. When Lina's turn came, she stepped forward quietly. The billionaire folded his arms, amused. "Go ahead," he said. "Show us your magic." The timer started, 60 seconds. Lina didn't go for the keypad immediately. Instead, she ran her fingers gently across the metal surface. Something about it felt familiar. She tilted her head, listening to the faint hum inside. Her heart raced. And then, as her fingers brushed near the lower left corner, something clicked in her mind, a pattern she remembered from years ago. Her father's notebook. Those strange symbols he used to draw, the ones she thought were random, they were blueprints. She realized then that her father wasn't just a mechanic, he had once worked for a security firm that designed high-tech safes. And one of them bore his signature mark. 30 seconds, the billionaire called, half laughing. Lina ignored him. She closed her eyes and traced the invisible pattern her father had once shown her on paper. She pressed 3 hidden points, turned the dial twice, and entered a sequence of numbers, 41,723, her birthday and her father's. The safe beeped. The crowd leaned in. 10 seconds, someone shouted. Lina took a deep breath, pressed the final key. Click. The safe door swung open. Silence. Complete, shocked silence. The billionaire's smirk vanished. Cameras froze. The room filled with gasps as the digital display turned green, access granted. Lina stepped back, her eyes glistening with disbelief. She had done it, in 59 seconds. Mr. Vance approached slowly, staring at the open safe as though it had betrayed him. "How?" he whispered. Lina looked at him and said softly, "My father built safes like these before your company bought his designs. He left clues in his notes, I just remembered them." The billionaire blinked, realization dawning on his face. "Your father was Ethan Moore?" Lina nodded. Alexander Vance's expression shifted, from shock to regret. "He was one of the best. I didn't know he had a daughter." He turned toward the crowd. "Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner." Applause broke out, hesitant at first, then thunderous. But Lina wasn't smiling. Her hands were trembling, not from excitement, but emotion. Her father, the man she thought had abandoned her, had unknowingly left her the key to her destiny. Vance walked up to her and said quietly, "You not only opened a safe, Miss Moore, you opened a story I'd forgotten." He extended his hand. "The money is yours. Every cent." Lina shook her head. "I don't want your money, sir. I just want a chance to build something of my own." The billionaire studied her for a long moment. Then, with a rare warmth in his voice, he said, "Then you'll have both." He offered her a position, Director of Innovation at Vance Industries. "If you could open a safe everyone else thought impossible, maybe you can unlock things I've stopped believing in." Months passed. Lina used part of her reward to open a foundation for orphaned youth, teaching them technology and problem-solving, the same skills her father had taught her. She transformed her pain into purpose, her poverty into power. News outlets called her the girl who opened the billionaire's safe. But Lina never let fame get to her. She kept her father's broken watch on her wrist, now repaired, ticking softly, a reminder that time never truly runs out unless you give up. 1 year later, during a charity gala, Alexander Vance gave a speech that brought the audience to tears. "Some people chase wealth, others chase wisdom. But the ones who change the world," he said, looking at Lina in the front row, "are those who remember where they came from, and still dare to open doors others call impossible." The crowd rose in applause. Lina smiled, tears glimmering in her eyes. In that moment, she knew, she hadn't just opened a safe. She had opened her future. Sometimes life locks your dreams behind doors of doubt, pain, and fear. But if you listen, really listen, to the lessons your past left behind, you might realize you've had the key all along. So, if you're going through hard times right now, remember, your story isn't over. You're just one moment away from unlocking everything you've ever wanted.